Hey, welcome back to Rob's Garage Woodworking. Today I've picked up a bike computer, and this one is a Filzer, Filzer, and the model number for this particular one is dZ4LW3. I don't know if you can get a good look at it, but that's kind of what it looks like. Comes in a package like this, blister packs. And this one has 10 functions: a speedometer, trip meter, odometer, auto trip timer, max speed, clock, average speed, comparative speed, speed tendency, whatever that means, and a programmable odometer, which is nice. That way you can find out how far you've went on your particular ride. You can use like your cell phone for this sort of thing, and it's a great idea, but you're using data while you're out there. So if you have a plan that has unlimited data, hey, I would use the cell phone one. But if not, something like this, they're inexpensive, like $35 to $40. I got this one at Mountain Equipment Co-op, or MEEC as they're commonly known. And anyway, so we're going to open this up, we're going to have a good look at it, and then we're going to install it on the bike. Alright, so here's the dilemma. It suggests that you put it back here on the back part of the frame, but this is a bike with rear suspension, right? And the cranks actually are very close to that. If I put anything on that, it's really close to where my feet are, and sometimes my feet click there anyway. So I'm going to demolish it if I put it there. So to put it in the front, here's the silly little magnet that they have. I can't get to it from this side, but there it is. And this mount is really kind of weird. I'll pull it off and I'll show you again here. So it's really hard to show you guys this, but anyway, it's got this screw, and it has this little section here. Let's see if you can get a good look at it. Alright, and you're supposed to put a spoke through one side or the other, but not both. So if you put it through one side and you crank it on, even if you tighten it up fairly tight, it'll still move around a little bit. I don't know, it makes me kind of nervous. And if you put it down here, it doesn't really sit well either. I don't know, I guess I'll have to try it like this and hope for the best. Hopefully it's not going to move too much. And then the next part, I actually have to put this thing here. It has a little arrow on it, and that little arrow has to line up with this when it's together. So you want to put it out like that so it passes the arrow. Now the problem is there's a big space here, and you have to have this 5 millimeters away. So that's half a centimeter. That's, what is that in inches? Like 1/8 of an inch. You know, it's pretty tight. So anyway, that's going to be hard to do. So I'm going to mess with it a little bit and hope for the best. But I'm not happy with the design. So anyway, well, I'm going to set it up and hope for the best. So you have to put cable ties around it. So what we're going to do is it's got to go this way. So I'm going to feed the cable tie through first, and then, oops, that's backwards. And I'm going to bring it along. Feed it through a little bit like so. Oh, I got the whole thing backwards, so that's fantastic. Okay, I've managed to get it really close, but this whole thing looks pretty Mickey Mouse. And I'm afraid that this thing is going to be hit, or this is going to get moved. Anyway, we're going to see how it works. So I've cable tied them on. So they come with these cable ties, and they actually come with some extras. And they actually, if you look at the very tip of this cable tie, get a good look at it. That little tab there, that's actually a release tab. So if you screw it up like I did the first time, you can release it, and then you can pull the cable tie back out. Okay, so that's that part done. This is what it kind of looks like from the side. Right. Okay. And now, the very top of it, right here, we're going to put on this thing. Okay. I'm going to put this back on its holder and show you how we do it. Alright, so this thing comes with a couple of cable ties. It has this little backing on it. That backing only fits in one way. And it has a little tab down there. That's the release tab. This is the bottom. So I'm going to mount it right here. And I should be able to, let's see. I should be able to slide this on without affecting anything. Slide it off. Okay, looks good. So, now because it's there, I have to put these in from the side. They can go through this way if you want to put it that way. They can go up from the top, but since it's here, I've got to go through the side. So we slide those through the side. Make sure you've got the right side of the cable tie because they have to close like this. If it's backwards like that, it won't work. Okay. So we slide those through, and I grab a hold of one, pull it down a little bit more, feed the one through. Okay. Try to line it up. There's actually a line on mine, so I'll use that line. This is center line. You can hear the squeaking. It's actually, this bike, because it's got rear suspension, doesn't have a kickstand, so I'm kind of leaning my seat up against the table saw. So put these two on, get them to about the same position, line that up in the middle. Then with some needle nose pliers, I'm going to pull on these so they're good and tight. And then we'll cut them. So, on good and tight. And trim them off with a pair of side cutters. Okay. And I put this on. This actually slides down. C. Alright, let's fix that. So I made that too tight. So, because it's too tight, I can't put that in. So, luckily, like I said, they came with some extras. So don't make this too tight because it bends it backwards. And then you can't install this guy right here. Alright, so I'm going to do that whole thing again. A little looser this time. Alright, so I've trimmed them off. I did them hand tight this time. And that little release tab releases it. It's still hard to put it on. It does go in. It's a pain in the butt. I don't like this mount system nearly as much as the Sigma that I used to have. So I'm getting a little bit of buyer's remorse here. So we will now test it out. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hold this and spin it. Okay, we're getting some readings here, which is good, so that means it's working, and I'm knocking the camera over. Oh, there we go. Alright, so it's really crappy out here. There's like clouds. It's been raining all morning. Anyway, so I'm going to take the bike for a ride. I've finished doing my install yesterday, and it's still pretty sketchy. Like, I don't like the way that's mounted at all. And this one mounted pretty good at the top, but you know, I still don't like the mount as well as my Sigma. I had a Sigma before on my old bike, and it worked really well, so I like that. Anyway, so we're going to take her out for a spin. I'm going to try to hold the camera somewhat like this and ride and show you how this functions. Alright, so we have kilometers per hour at the top. AVS is the average speed. And lots of glare here. Distance, and then time that I'm out, I guess. So it has two screens, and the other screen has the kilometers an hour, max speed, so that's your top speed, then the clock and the odometer, the total odometer. So that's pretty cool. The only way I've figured out how to reset that is actually to take the battery out. So now I'm going to actually put the camera away and go for a ride. Alright, so just back from my ride. This is the continuation of my review. Went out for a nice, let's see here, I'll show you, 36-minute ride. Let's see if I can, oh, that's clear. 36 minutes, went 10.6 kilometers. My average speed was 17 kilometers an hour. The other screen, my max speed was 35 kilometers. My odometer, my total odometer was 11.4. That's how far I've gone with this on my bike. Anything else? No, that's it. So anyway, I was a little concerned about the mounting on this. This held up really well on my ride, so I was pretty happy with it. I like the 4-line screen, giving you 4 lines of information, and then just one button flips you over to the other screen. It's easy to reset your information. Basically, you just hold down the second button and it resets everything except for your odometer, alright, and your time, your clock. So I'm a little concerned about how it mounts on the bike still. The top mount is not too bad. Once again, don't over tighten it because it pulls it down, and then the little slots there can't slide in. Now this mount down here on the bike, it seems reasonably sturdy. I'm a little concerned though, just because its proximity to the spokes and this magnet, the way that this magnet's on, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of Mickey Mouse. I'm not really convinced that that's such a good mount, but we'll see how it goes. So far today's test went really well, and the next time I try it out on a trail or something, we'll see how it works. I'm a little concerned about getting like something caught in it, whereas my old one wasn't so bad. And then yeah, that's basically it. Just a little concerned, but so far so good. I'd have to give the product a thumbs up. I do like it. I love the 4 lines. It's very inexpensive. It was less than 40 bucks. And I got this one from Mountain Equipment Co-op. So far so good. If I have any problems with this in the future, I will make another post and I'll let you know and link it. Alright? Anyway, so thanks again for watching.